Shalom, this is Gidon, and we're pre-recording this with my good friend Dr. Rivkah Lambert Adler, who is a teacher in Root Source, who is a very good old friend, and who is also the director of faculty recruitment and development in Root Source. How are you, Rivkah?
I'm great. Good to be with you.
Yofi. So today we are having the launch of our website and a few of the other things that we're sort of launching today and also launching in the near future. And I'm most excited about your project. So why don't you tell me a little bit what we're talking about over here?
Sure. Well, you should know, but I'll tell everybody else. Okay, so Root Source started with a handful of handpicked teachers, and we see that over the years that Root Source has been in existence and been operating, we've kind of changed our model a few times to try to meet the needs of our students better. And now what we have is the experience of more and more Jews are understanding that there are people who are not Jewish who are interested in learning from Jewish teachers without a proselytizing agenda on either side. And that in fact, this mandate has been part of what God gave the Jewish people from the very beginning of the Jewish people. As we see reflected in Isaiah in chapter 2, verse 3, well, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, from out of Zion the Torah will come forth, and the word of God from Jerusalem. And so this, which has always been part of Root Source's mandate, is starting to grow, and more Jewish teachers are comfortable with the idea that that the time has come, as it says in Zechariah chapter 8, verse 23, Zechariah, that there would come a time when people would turn to the Jews and say, let us go with you because we have heard that God is with you. And we are really doing that in the work that we're doing with Root Source. So with Root Source. So what we're doing now is taking the Root Source project and expanding it to a whole lot of other relationships between teachers and students. So practically speaking, what that means is bringing on board lots and lots of new teachers who may or may not have experience teaching Christians yet. We're going to go to existing Torah teachers, people who already have experience sharing their Torah wisdom with students, and inviting them to see their prospective audience in new ways, in expansive ways. To the students, I would say that if you have ever or if you have never learned Bible, learned Torah with a Jewish teacher, that this is an opportunity for you to sample lots of different kinds of styles, because every teacher has a different approach, has a different system, a different style. And it's important for our students, for Root Source students, to try some of these new teachers and see who speaks their language, who they have chemistry with, whose teachings resonate with them, whether it's the topic or the style or the approach, whatever. And so we're going to be expanding the faculty tremendously by a factor of, I don't know, like 900% or something like that. And we are about to, and I think you'll share a little bit more about this, we're about to bring on board a very, very big name in Jewish education. And we're excited to have that teacher be part of the Root Source faculty.
And that's important because the idea of our Jewish teachers teaching Christians is innovative and really cutting edge. And some people like being cutting edge, but most people like being nice and comfortable and say, well, is anybody else doing this? I don't know. If nobody else is doing it, maybe I don't want to be the first one. So,
well, again, because this mandate that I would argue has always been part of what God expects the Jewish people to do, that is to share the wisdom of Torah with the rest of the world. That's something that it's starting to dawn on a lot of Jews, I think, also because they may be meeting either informally or through working with Root Source, meeting enthusiastic students who really do want to hear what we have to say, what the Jewish people have to share. And I'll say further, if I may, that this is actually the exact theme of my forthcoming book, which is called Lighting Up the Nations, Stepping Up to Our Role as Or Lagoyim. Or Lagoyim, of course, means a light to the nations. It comes directly out of the Bible. And we're living in this really auspicious time where what Root Source is doing is matching biblical prophecy and matching biblical mandate to find the teachers who are willing to communicate this universal biblical wisdom with non-Jews, and to find Christians who are comfortable enough and willing to hear the Bible through a traditionally Jewish lens.
So we've already had quite the beta testing, if we can say that, for the past 8 years. We've had about a dozen teachers recording close to 1,000 lessons, and 50,000 Christians have tasted our stuff. We've had millions of website visits, but really the sky's the limits on this. And I'm I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is your vision to expand that model dramatically. So I'm excited to help you do that.
That's right, and I couldn't think of anybody better than you to do that. And I hope that we'll be able to really reach out. We have now a short list. It's been a while since I've visited it because it's
over 100 prospective teachers that you and I have brainstormed in our networks.
Wow.
That we just we're ready to go and personally invite them.
Wow. So I don't know if all 100 of them are going to get to be on Root Source by the end of 2021. That's my high goal that I've set for ourselves for this year. But certainly if we do some amount, 10, 20, 30, I don't know what it's going to be, it's going to turn Torah teaching in general and specifically for Christians around. I think this is a very, very exciting time to be alive.
There's a tremendous amount of infrastructure that's in place and experiments and tentative steps, and now it's time to go big. Let's
go. Yofi. Thanks a lot, Rivkah. You made me excited.
Great. I'm glad you're buying into your own vision.
Toda rabah. Thank you very much.
Take care.